What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, Diaz of Liverpool and Alexander Isak of Newcastle are the two main targets for Barcelona this summer to reinforce not only the left wing position, but also potentially the number 9 position as well. Names like Rayo Vallecano, Nico Williams, Gyökeres, Jonathan David are losing momentum as Diaz and Isak are now the two main options on the table. We will discuss that, but of course the first signing of this year will be Jonathan Tah on a free transfer that's on the verge of completion. A few details left. He will be the first signing of the next season. Also, of course, exits on the table as well for Andreas Christensen and Vitor Roque, where Barcelona hope to at least accumulate 50 million euros in sales on total on just those two players. Phase 2 of renewals is now in action. The club are now focusing on Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Jules Koundé on renewal, but also mainly on Frenkie de Jong. There was a meeting yesterday between Ali Dursun, the agent of Frenkie de Jong, and Deco, and there is very good harmony. Has some injury updates on the two marks in Bernal and Ter Stegen, and some information on next season in regards to kits and also preseason as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me 2 kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like, the stitching is fantastic. The quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. And the first topic I'm going to discuss is, of course, the main priority for Barcelona this summer, which is reinforcing the left wing. Now, as time and months are passing and us getting closer to the summer, we are getting a better idea of who the personnel that Barcelona are targeting in this position. And as of right now, Diaz at Liverpool and Alexander Isak, that's right, a striker at left wing, of Newcastle are the two main options. Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Barcelona are looking to sign a top attacker this summer who can play both on the wing and through the center. Diaz is the preferred option, while Rayo Vallecano could emerge as a market opportunity. However, if Barcelona decide to go for a traditional striker instead, Alexander Isak is the most favorable candidate. Now, right now, as I mentioned, the main one being Diaz. Mundo Deportivo came out saying Diaz is Barcelona's favorite to reinforce the attack this summer. He is now ahead of Nico Williams and Rayo Vallecano in the pecking order, and Diaz's dream is to play for Barcelona. Now, the reason why Diaz is being available right now is that his contract is running down with Liverpool, and right now Liverpool are focusing on Trent, Van Dijk, and Salah, kind of leaving Diaz in the dust. He earns next to nothing at Liverpool, and of course he dreams of that big move to Barcelona. His father is well known as a big Barcelona fan, and keep in mind, do not forget that in the January transfer window, I think in 2021 or 2020, when Diaz made that move from Porto to Liverpool, Barcelona were also super interested, to the point that we made a bid when we were broke that was rejected. I think he went for 40, we bid like 20 or 30. So keep in mind, the interest has always been there. For me, I rate Diaz. For me, the issue is that not really with him, but I feel like personally there are better targets elsewhere for more favorable prices. I think Diaz will probably leave Liverpool this summer for around 50 million euros. After 10 million, you can get Nico Williams, who's Spanish, knows the league, knows the players, younger, more direct, medium to long term. Diaz is very much screams to me like a 2 to 4 year signing that will cost quite a bit. He'll want some good wages as well, following him not being paid too much from Liverpool. Of course, can play through the middle, but his main priority will be to play out wide. We have already Ferran Lua up front. Yes, last second, nice to have him have a versatile forward, but for me personally, unless the price is really good, I would just prefer other options. If we do sign him, I wouldn't be disappointed. I think he's still a very good player, of course, but I just think there's better options on the market in my opinion. Now, one of the main players that I think a lot of Barca fans dream of right now that's quite out of our reach financially, but we're still being linked with the player, is of course Alexander Isak. Now, Tony Juan Martí has come out saying that Newcastle want at least 100 million euros for Isak, and Barcelona see Isak as the ideal choice to strengthen their attack, given his ability to play as center forward and play as also as a left winger, using his speed to make attacking breakthroughs. He also confirms here that Champions League qualification for Newcastle may complicate his signing, and since his contract runs in 2026 and his strong performances are attracting a lot of clubs, the financial constraints of this deal will make the operation entirely difficult. So again, quite a long-term deal. This is why I think you have to wait until 2026. By then, his value will probably be around 80-90 million euros for outside the Premier League clubs. That's probably the peak value for him to wind down his Newcastle contract. Of course, if Newcastle made Champions League, it'll be difficult to ask for more money. I think Isak, I do agree with the club. He is the most ideal candidate. Of course, playing on the left, he played a lot on the left at the time at Real Sociedad in La Liga, but as a number 9, he's of course a world-class player. I think he's very ideal after, in my opinion, Erling Haaland, but since Erling Haaland is committed to Man City, of course, we gotta move on and look elsewhere. I just think the price is too much. I think, like I said, right now, if I were to buy him, I think he's worth around 75 to 90. Maybe as a package you can offer 80 fixed, 10 in variables, 75 fixed, 20 in variables. I don't think Barcelona are a club right now that should be spending 100 million plus on a player, because with that money you can go buy some nice fullbacks. You can maybe look at the goalkeeper position, maybe at left wing as well. For 100 million, you can get a left wing Luis Diaz for 50 million. You can use that other 50 to maybe invest in fullbacks as well. So that's where I kind of see it right now as for Isak. I think he's a great player, the most ideal candidate, but right now financially it is quite a bit of constraint. So if he can survive this summer, it'll be beneficial for Barcelona, but we'll wait and see on that. Now, the other attackers that were mentioned, of course, were Rafael Leao. Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy have confirmed that AC Milan will sell Rafael Leao this summer, and the Italian club says that if an offer comes in from Barcelona or other big clubs, the offer will be considered. Apparently, it's a release clause of 150, but they'll consider offers for around 80. Again, if you're comparing Leao to Diaz, it is a bit of a quite a huge price point, around 30 million difference. That's why I think Nico Williams is going to be very favored internally of Barcelona. Again, the club feel like he's a great player attacking wise, but defensively he has a lot of holes to his game. So we'll wait and see what things do develop. With now Jorge Mendes not being his agent, that really takes away Barcelona's pull, in the sense they can really get a strong deal for him. But in the end, I think this deal will fall through, mainly due to Jorge Mendes not being his agent anymore. Now, finally, there have been some other attackers that have been linked as well. I just want to touch upon it very quickly for Barcelona. When Deportivo said that, Diaz being the priority, Leao being an opportunity, Isak the best option after Lewandowski. Then you have Gyökeres and Jonathan David as your low-cost alternatives. Gyökeres at 75 million is not a low cost. I mean, he's the same price as Leao. An extra 20 million you can get Alexander Isak. Jonathan David, of course, on a free is a great option. I wouldn't mind that this summer, depending on what we do in that striker position. Of course, Lua is going to stay. If you maybe sell Ferran for a good price, you can bring Jonathan David free. Wouldn't mind that whatsoever. But right now, based on the media, based on what I'm hearing as well, Luis Diaz is the big favorite. Deco has been following him for 2 years now. The interest in Barcelona has been strong. He'll be available. The price is fair, although a bit more on the expensive side. But wait and see how successful Liverpool are this season. If they win the Champions League, if they win the Prem. I think they're out of both the League Cup and the FA Cup, so no little cup for them as well, either double or just a Premier League title. So, and we'll also wait and see what they do with Van Dijk, Trent, and Salah as well. But I think right now Diaz is a hot target pick for Barcelona, and probably the most likely left winger that we do sign this summer. Now, a signing that's very much on the verge of completion for Barcelona and the most likely first signing of the club for 2025 is Jonathan David. Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Jonathan David is set to join Barcelona as a free agent this summer. The Bayern Leverkusen defender has chosen Barcelona as his next club, and within Bayern Munich, they have now dropped out of the race. The Catalans are now the only contender for his signing. So again, more and more indications that this will happen. Again, the snowball effect this will have on the defense will be a very interesting one to watch out for. But again, I do rate Jonathan Tah, him being, competition coverage in the center back position. Don't mind it whatsoever. But with that being said, there are some reports about free agents that we have officially rejected. And this is coming in from Corazon Sport, saying that Sporting Director Deco has firmly rejected the possibility of signing soon-to-be free agents in Virgil van Dijk and Joshua Kimmich. He prefers to focus on La Masia talents or younger players from elsewhere. So I see a lot of people saying that, Van Dijk for free this summer would be the dream. Kimmich coming in for free. Maybe we sell Frenkie de Jong or another midfielder. Could be a nice little option as well, since he's German and Flick connection is there. But apparently Deco himself has ruled that out. Van Dijk, I don't mind. I can get that. Makes sense if he's coming in as one of the best defenders, if not the best defender in the world on a free. He's going to ask for some fat wages. And of course, Tah asking for maybe a bit more reasonable wages, despite being a very good option to have as your third slash pushing for a starting position. Whereas Kimmich, I think, you know what, if De Jong does not renew and we push him out this summer, wouldn't mind getting Kimmich on a free, but since no one's really showing interest in him now, we're almost approaching March, I think he is pointing in the direction of renewing with Bayern Munich. So we'll see how things do turn out with the free agent market, but most likely right now the only sign that we will make is Jonathan Tah, which of course is almost completed. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. The first one up is, of course, Andreas Christensen, with Mateo Marito reporting that Barcelona will listen to offers for Christensen this summer. Again, with Tah coming in, he's going to be the first one to bounce, and I do agree with that decision since he signed for free, of course, in 2022, and that most memorable summer transfer window I've ever experienced. FFP-wise, he'll be pure profit as a sale, which will be great for us. Again, he's a fantastic player, definitely the level of Barcelona, but just cannot stay fit to save his life, unfortunately. But we'll wait and see what he does in the next few months of the season, and maybe he has a great run and things change, and maybe the Tah signing falls through and we keep him. But I can see why the club do want to bring in Tah for free, let go of Christensen. The only thing that worries me, and I will say this to you right now on February 19th for free, I think Barcelona will sell Christensen on the cheap, where it shouldn't be the case. I think a 30 million evaluation is perfectly fair for him, maybe 25 plus bonuses at the absolute bare minimum. But I feel like Barcelona will sell him for under 20. I think they will let him go for like a Frenkie de Jong fee of like 12 million plus bonuses. Well, that shouldn't be the case. He has 2 years left on his deal, if I'm not mistaken. I think maybe he has 1 year left. I think he has 2 years left. Let me just check real quickly, because I think that he signed a long-term deal with Barcelona when he came in for free. Maybe 2026 or 2027, so it is 2026. So he's going to go into this year, final year of his deal, so it does make more sense for him to go on the cheap, but not too cheap, hopefully. But I think he will be going this summer, just not fit enough to be at Barcelona, I would say. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the fee is, but I think there's a very, very high chance that we will see a Christensen sale this summer. Now, another player that is also very likely to leave Barcelona this summer on a permanent basis is Vitor Roque, of course, currently on loan at Real Betis. Now, Joaquin Pereira, of course, number one source around Brazilian players and Barcelona, came out saying that Palmeiras is planning to go for Vitor Roque before the end of the Brazilian transfer window next week on February 28th. However, Betis should be willing to terminate the Brazilian's loan without any extra fees in order for this operation to happen. So Palmeiras want Vitor Roque now. They're willing to pay what Barcelona wants as well, which is around 30 million euros, which is of course the buy option that Betis have. But apparently Betis want to hold on to him to the end of the season. Again, they of course signed Chucho Hernandez from Colombian crew in the MLS this January transfer window. They also have Bakambu as well. So now they have 3 strikers. We're seeing Vitor Roque play now as a 10. So again, there's one of our squad dead from now to the end of the year, which pretty much makes no sense as they're only in the Conference League and in La Liga. They've of course been out of the Copa del Rey for quite some time now, and of course they weren't in the Super Cup to begin with, which is a bit unfortunate. Of course, for Barcelona, it'd be much favorable to cancel his loan, sell him immediately, but I think we're going to have to wait until the summer, unfortunately. Mundo Deportivo also came out saying the Real Betis sporting director has denied the rumors that Vitor Roque wants to leave for Palmeiras, calling them completely false. So Barcelona only has played in 97% of Betis' game, though it has been on the bench in the last 4. So again, he's fallen out of favor since the new year. Of course, had a great start at Betis, but then fall through a little bit. That's why they signed Chucho Hernandez. We of course now seeing Anthony shine out wide. Isco is now back fully fit, so him getting to anywhere in that front 4 is quite difficult. That's why for Barcelona, it would be very, very nice and beautiful just to sell him now, get it over with, one less hassle to worry about in the summer as well. But of course, since he is on loan at Betis, they do have a good call on that decision, which is again most likely going to wait until the summer. So wait and see. Hopefully the interest is still there from Palmeiras in the summer. But again, I think a Vitor Roque sale this summer won't be an issue. It's more so about whether we make it permanent or not, since of course the Betis loan does have some good conditions on their side. Now, an exit this summer that wouldn't come as too much of a surprise. It would be not disappointing, but still be one to discuss on the bigger side of basis would be, of course, Ronald Araujo. Now, Mateo did confirm that Juventus is ready to pay 50 million euros plus 10 in variables for Araujo before his renewal with Barcelona in January. So again, that would have been a fair offer, an offer in my opinion that I probably would have rejected. Maybe looked for around 55 or 60 bonuses plus that 10 in variables, but again, very close to the evaluation of what Barcelona did have for him. And of course, following the renewal, he does have a lower release clause in the first 10 days of the summer, according to reports, 65 million euros for the first 10 days only. Then after that, it goes up to 80, I think. And then after a year, the 80 goes up back to $1 billion. I mean, I don't know, the logistics is all just rumors on this point. I wouldn't be surprised if the 65 million euros lasted the whole entire summer. I don't think it's actually valid for the first days, because what club in the first 10 days is going to come splash almost 70 million on Araujo? Again, we'll wait and see how he does the rest of the season. Again, he's kind of been in and out of the team since his renewal, although he did have, of course, that little bit of a knock against Sevilla. But now with Inigo back and Barca, of course, the undisputed starter, it's going to be between Araujo and Inigo for that starting spot, and we'll wait and see how that battle does come to fruition. Of course, injury will have an effect, but is Araujo really committed to Barcelona in the future? I don't know, to be honest. Very hard to tell. Again, being the second captain as well. He laces Barcelona in the media, but his contract says otherwise. So we'll see how things do happen. But again, an Araujo sale this summer would not come as a surprise, but definitely on the table. Now, a player that has been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past few days as interest come in from Premier League clubs, but has now transmitted his utmost commitment to Barcelona, is Marc Casado. La Vanguardia have come out saying that Marc Casado isn't concerned about his reduced playing time at Barcelona. It took him a lot of effort to earn a starting spot, and he'll keep working hard to regain it, says his entourage. That is the mentality to have. And Naki Peña, Araujo, take notes. Again, Casado is very much, I would say, not a squad player, but an important player that's touching the starting lineup, but also can be on the bench. This is the most important thing you need to have in a team like Barcelona, competing for 4 trophies a season, 70 games. Again, you're going to need your squads. I think Casado will definitely get more minutes than he expected. Of course, what he's had over the past few months has been way over his expectation, but with Frenkie now coming back fully fit and probably being more useful in these kind of lower end to mid-table games, I think Casado will really get some minutes coming forward. Again, I'm looking at the Atletico Madrid triple header over the next month. Champions League round 16, whether it be against PSG or Benfica/Monaco, those games will be tough, and I think Marc Casado will have a favorable option in that midfield over Frenkie, so definitely minutes coming his way. Just think the past few games have really favored the profile of Frenkie de Jong more than Casado. But we'll wait and see how things turn out, but I doubt Barcelona want to sell him, and I also have full commitment that Casado wants to continue at Barcelona. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona following the renewal this year, of course, of Araujo, Pedri, Gavi, Cubarsí, Gerard Martin, and of course unofficially Inigo and Lua. The club now are transmitting their next plan for renewal into phase 2. Fernando Polo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's second renewal plan is underway with the focus of extending the contracts of key players such as Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Jules Koundé are the priorities, while Frenkie de Jong's extension depends on his performances in the remainder half of the season. Meanwhile, of course, Lewandowski and Inigo are set to extend their contracts, having met or nearly the required performance clauses, ensuring their continued presence at the club. So again, de Jong depends on his performances. The next ones where the club will have to sit down and actually negotiate, of course, Rafa, Koundé, and Lamine Yamal. So we have an update firstly on Jules Koundé. According to Sport, Barcelona want to extend his contract as well until 2030, of course in line with Pedri, Gavi, and the rest of the core. Very, very risky business from Barcelona, because having all your players' contract expire at the same time is very, very dangerous, because if one player leaves, you're going to lose one, then you have to negotiate one harder, and it's just, I think having it spread out is a bit more favorable, but they've done well so far with it, so we'll wait and see. But again, the plan for Jules Koundé is to renew his deal until 2030. Also have a huge update on Frenkie de Jong. Now, following that report, Fernando Polo came out saying that Barcelona, Frenkie de Jong, and his agent Ali Dursun believe it's still too early to negotiate an extension. They think that March or April will be the right time to start renewal talks with the club, as the club's competition level and de Jong's own performances can be better assessed by then. The player is happy and wants to stay beyond his current deal. He feels very comfortable with Hansi Flick, has shown some great confidence in him. While he believes he deserves a good salary, his main goal is to be on a team that can compete for every title. And also don't forget that Joan Laporta is a big fan of Frenkie de Jong. So again, if this salary really becomes an issue, then I think Frenkie de Jong just put himself in his own hole, especially after what happened last year with his renewal kerfunkel. More confirmation, of course, is that for the match against Rayo Vallecano, there were reports coming out saying that Ali Dursun was in Barcelona. He wasn't really going to meet with them the night of the game, but the following day, there was a meeting between Ali Dursun, the agent of Frenkie de Jong, and Deco, confirmed by Tony Juan Martí of Sport, saying that Frenkie de Jong's agent Ali Dursun recently had an informal meeting with Deco in Barcelona yesterday. The club sporting director and the midfield agent briefly met in the Catalonia capital and confirmed that both sides have good feelings about the situation, and the meeting is set the stages for a renewal negotiation scheduled for the spring. And again, Barcelona want to see his consistent performances from Frenkie de Jong before renewing. So Barcelona saying you play well, you get your renewal. Frenkie de Jong saying that he's happy, he wants a decent salary, which is going to be a bit of a stumbling block, I feel like. But again, the fact that all parties now are open, there's a bit of, Transparency is of course huge, so now it's just really a waiting game with Frenkie, and of course Koundé, Rafa, and Lamine will probably be tailored towards the summer. I would say maybe even into September as well, because the club really like to focus on renewals during the season, then in the summer transfer window activity. So we'll wait and see how things do turn out. But I think again with Rafa, Lamine, Koundé, I'm not worried. But Frenkie de Jong is where, if I do have a little bit of worry, that's where it does come in. I would say right now it's on a 50-50 basis. So we'll wait and see how things do turn out. The next and final contract renewal update is on Robert Lewandowski, with David Bernabeu of Sports saying that Barcelona is considering extending Lewandowski's contract until 2027 to spread out his €20 million gross salary for next season. The club aims to lower the wages and may offer an extra year. They also want to have an exit clause allowing his contract termination in the summer 2026 under of course, certain conditions. Again, we'll wait and see what the logistics are for Lewandowski's deal. He's already offered to, Barcelona to lower his salary, where Barcelona has said no. This is, of course, confirmed by Lua and the president. So we'll wait and see if the salary will be an issue or not. And again, that exit clause coming in. We are here right now. It will be a contract until 2026. No exit clause, 1 year extra deal. The exit clause, the extension, should I say, for 2027 will be removed. So we'll wait and see what the actual fine-tuned details of this deal is. But what's very, very clear and confirms that he will stay an extra year. Let's now discuss some of the news starting Barcelona over the past few days. Firstly, Alberto Sanchez, of course, the Barca athletic manager, is on the verge of being sacked after not winning a single game in 2025. The Barca athletic team are also in the relegation zone in the 3rd division, so everything is not going well whatsoever with the B team. So expect him to be sacked over the next few days, and also expect a replacement coming in as well. Again, his sacking has not been finalized yet, but a lot of noise is coming about this, and there will be a decision very, very soon, with all roads again pointing to him being fired. Now, we also have some injury updates on the two Marcs injured in Marc Bernal and Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Firstly, on Bernal, Mundo Deportivo come out saying that Bernal's recovery is progressing well and he will still return onto the field. So again, everything going according to schedule for him. He's not returning back early or late, should I say. Everything right now is on pace for Bernal, which is of course good. He's eyeing, of course, being fit for preseason in 2025. But the other Marc ter Stegen, he's going a bit quicker, man. Rosalero Mundo Deportivo came out saying that ter Stegen has taken another step in his recovery, training on the pitch with the ball for the first time since his knee injury in September. He could return before May if his recovery continues like this. Oh my god. Mark for, the last month of the season, Clásico, Espanyol Derby, Espanyol Derby, San Mamés, Villarreal, save me. I hope that if he comes back, Flick keeps Tech in goal, but if you bring back Mark, it'll be very, very annoying. Mark, man, take your time. Take your time with it. Don't gotta rush back, man, but he is coming back at a very, very good pace and is right now on track to being fit and playing again for Barcelona before the end of this season. Now, on the topic of the 2025 summer preseason tour, opponents and countries are being confirmed. Ferran Martinez has come out saying that Barcelona's two opponents in their preseason matches in South Korea next summer have been confirmed. One will be against FC Seoul, and the other one will be Hyundai Motors or Swan Samsung Blue Wings. Opponents for the match in China and Japan are not yet known. So again, we're going to have two games in South Korea confirmed, one in Japan and one in China, I believe. The one in Japan might be against the Japan League All-Stars, something like that. We'll wait and see. But again, Asia Tour is now confirmed. The countries as well are confirmed. South Korea, Japan, China, all guaranteed. All that's left now is to figure out what teams will we be facing or what All-Stars will be facing. But again, the Asia Tour is confirmed. And the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is also what's confirmed for next season, and that is the kits. You can see there on the screen, the 3 kits for next season, design-wise, color schemes, all confirmed. Home kit, second kit, and away kit. Of course, second kit having the Kobe Bryant collaboration. The official images of these kits now are being leaked into certain media outlets like Footy Headlines, Memorabilia on Twitter. They've all confirmed they have seen the official images. And apparently the home kit is much better than it actually looks on the edit. So again, to the eye, the designs and stuff will be different. So I'll wait and see on that. But again, the designs in terms of color schemes and how they look is all but confirmed and on the screen for you right now. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we just discussed. Main thing, of course, being Luis Diaz and Alexander Isak being our main targets for the summer. Who would you rather go for? Would you spend the money on Isak? Second, your thoughts on Jonathan Tah coming in. Think he'll be a good free agent signing? Would you go for any other free agents? Thirdly, your thoughts on the exit of Christensen and Roque. Think they'll hopefully happen this summer or not? And finally, your thoughts on the renewal of Frenkie de Jong. You think he will end up staying, committing his future to Barcelona, or leaving in the summer for free, or maybe for free in 2026? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.